Besides beautiful palaces, there were many temples in the city, including the Vithala Swami and Virupaksha temple. So these are the two important temples during the Vijayanagara period, especially in the Hampi. The temples were the hub of cultural activities and Devadasis, that is, temple dancer perform before the deity, the royalty, and the masses. So the temples were the main center of cultural activities, and the Devadasis. Who were Devadasis? Devadasis were the temple dancer who used to perform before the deity, that means the god, or the royalty, that means the king or the queen, and the masses, that means in front of the people. Remains of rows of shows on either side of the road leading to the Virupaksha temple suggest that the temples was a center of commerce as well. So, as there was a remains of rows of shops, okay, which was built on the either side of the road leading to the temples, which suggests that outside the temple it was a you can say center of commerce. That means different people who used to come and you can say they install their different types of shops, and they used to sell items. According to Abdur Razak, a huge tank was built with the help of Portuguese mason. So it is said that that means it is believed that according to Abdur Razak, he said that a huge tank was built with the help of Portuguese mason, and these were and there were channels were constructed to supply water from tanks to different parts of the city. So with the help of these you can say huge tank, different types of channels, that means different types of you can say pipe systems were constructed through which water can be supplied from the tank to the different parts of the city, that is the Hampi. Vijayanagara enjoyed voluminous maritime trade with several countries and regions such as Persia, Arabia, Africa, the Malayan archipelago, Burma, China, and numerous islands in the Indian Ocean region. So it is believed that during the Vijayanagara period, it enjoy a huge trade system with different countries, and these are the name of the countries. Remember it. Hampi controlled the internal trade on the Indian peninsula except for a few principalities along the Malabar coast. So it is believed that Hampi, that means from the Hampi, different types of internal trade were done, especially in the Indian peninsula except the Malabar coast. The empire was well known as an important center of textile industry, mining, metalwork, and agricultural products. So it is believed that during the Vijayanagara period, the important centers, there was a many important centers which basically deal with textile industry, mining industry, metalwork, and agricultural products. The main articles of export were, what were the different types of items which were exported? They were the gold, spices such as cardamom and pepper, and precious stone. Jewels, spices, cotton, ivory, semi precious stones, and perfumes were the main items of trade with China. So, these are the important items which were uh, exported from India to China. The articles of import were, that means what were the different types of items which were brought from other countries to India were, that is saffron, coral, knives, rose water, quicksilver, and vermilion. So these are the items which were brought from other country to India. Next is Musilipatnam. Musilipatnam or Machilipatnam is a city of the Coromandel coast of Andhra Pradesh in India. So it is a part of Andhra Pradesh in India. The city derived its name from a gateway to the town decorated with the eye of a fish, Machili. So how this city got the name Machilipatnam or Musilipatnam? Because this city or you can say because of the gate, that means the gateway of the town, that means the main gate of the Musilipatnam, in that particular gate an eye of a fish is drawn. So with the name, or you can say with the diagram of that, this city got its name. It was founded in the 14th century by the Arab traders who founded their way from the Red Sea to southern India. So it was the Arabs who founded the Muslipattnam. The town became a center of international trade and commerce for the Dutch, the English, and the French. So these are the three important, you can say international, countries, or different types of countries who, due to which this town became a great center of trade system. The Dutch had established a factory at Muslipattnam after receiving a farman from the Kuptshahi ruler. So the Dutch, they have established their first factory at the Muslipattnam when they got a farman, that is a royal order from the ruler, that is Qutb Shahi ruler. The English East India Company had set up its first trading port here in 1611 CE. So, just like the Dutch, the English East India Company had also set up their first factory in the year 1611 CE. However, in the 1611 CE. However, during the Carnatic Wars, they lost the port city temporarily to the French. So after the, you can say, Carnatic War, English East India Company, they lost their port to the French company. The British conquered it again along with the northern Sirsar in 1759 CE. So again they have recaptured this whole area in the year 1759 CE. In the beginning, Muslipattnam traded with countries like Indonesia, Thailand, and Malaysia. So, in the beginning, Muslipattnam, it had a trade relation with the countries like Indonesia, Thailand, and Malaysia. The establishment of a sea link with the Arab countries led to the expansion of trade, which proved advantageous for the port town. So as there was a sea link with the Arab countries, so it finally helps in expanding the trade system with the port town of India. Muslipattnam evolved as a center where weaving and dyeing industries flourished. So Muslipattnam, it evolved as a center of trade because of weaving and dyeing industries. The articles of trade comprise chins, muslin, and diamond. So these are the three important items due to which the trade system flourished. The port centers was famous for its kalamkari textile and prints, which were created by painting design in color dye onto the cloth using a bamboo kalam, that is pen. So this port also was famous because of its kalamkari textile or prints. That means, what do you mean by the kalamkari textile or prints? It is a print design which is colored, which is done with the colored dye onto a cloth with the help of bamboo. Okay, so with the help of a bamboo pen, they used to print the cloth. That's why it is known as kalamkari. Kalamkari cloth had a ready market in West Asia and Europe. Under the Mughals, Muslipattnam handled a lot of trade among different regions of India. Example, tobacco and dye, cotton, textile were transported from Muslipattnam to Bengal, and a large amount of indigo were transported from Bengal to Muslipattnam. So during the Mughal period, okay, different other items were also transported, not only to the you can say, not only to you can say different countries, but also in India also. That means from one particular region to another region. Example, tobacco and dye, cotton, textile, they were transported from Muslipattnam to Bengal. Simultaneously, large amount of indigo were transported from Bengal to Muslipattnam. So this is a view of Muslipattnam in 1676 CE.